In this tutorial, you will learn how to sketch buildings in ArcGIS Urban. We will use a copy of the Western Avenue plan. This plan is available to you in the Boston example. Plans in ArcGIS Urban contain data such as zones, parcels, and other contextual information. These layers can be accessed in the hamburger menu. Let's choose the realistic base map. This will switch the current base map to a 3D mesh provided by our partner, Nearmap. We can also turn off the zoning layer to remove the colored overlay. A mesh base map can visualize the terrain and surrounding environment in a more realistic and accurate way. Now create a new scenario based on the existing conditions. We will use this scenario to explore some of the building sketch tools. Creating scenarios is a great way to explore new concepts and ideas without overwriting your existing work. Let's choose this parcel and demolish the existing building. To do this, select the demolish icon in the vertical toolbar. Let's make a custom demolish boundary by clicking on the icon with a small rectangle. To start drawing the demolish boundary, click on the mesh itself. As you drag your mouse over the mesh and click again, you will see the demolish boundary start to appear. Let's demolish most of the structures on the site and leave the pedestrian highway crossing in the northwest corner. Double-click to finish. This will cause the mesh to disappear from the scenario. Click Done. Now it's time to start sketching a new building. With the parcel selected, you can choose the Edit Spaces tab on the right panel, or simply double-click on the parcel itself. When the editing toolbar appears, select the first button with a small cube symbol. Now you are ready to start the first edge of the new building. If you would like to make sure the building is parallel to the nearby road, start by clicking the first point on the parcel edge and the second point further along. We can always move the building itself later on, but this ensures alignment with the street. Go ahead and draw the rest of the building with a 75-foot corridor width. By utilizing the snapping in Urban, you can also square off each corner. If at any time you would like to temporarily turn snapping off, you can hold down the Control key on your keyboard. Finish your building by double-clicking on your last corner. With the new building selected, you will see additional options available in the toolbar. Transform is the default. This allows you to move the building on the ground and rotate. If you make a mistake, you can always undo your work by clicking the small back arrow next to the plan name. Click the Edit Verticy button. This option will enable you to move the individual nodes of your building and create new ones. Create a new vertice by clicking the lightly colored one. These can be seen between two that already exist. This is a great method for creating a new building wing. Next, choose the Move Edges option. When you hover over any edge, arrows will appear. Drag the edge to create an L-shaped building. We can also reduce the width of this new part of the building. To do this, drag the arrow along the edge into the structure itself. Now that you have a good layout of your building footprint, let's change the space use type. Click the three dots next to the current space use type and choose Residential Multifamily. This will change the color of your building and the floor height, but these values can also be customized. Let's add additional floors to our building. When a floor is selected, you can click the duplicate button to create a copy of the floor. Click it a few more times until we have 5 floors, similar to the buildings nearby. Multiple space uses can exist inside of a single building. Click on the ground floor and switch the space use type to Residential Multifamily Ground. This space use type is proposed, meaning it only exists in this plan. The height of this ground floor is now 15 feet, which will cause the overall building to increase in total height. To compensate for this, we can select the top floor and use the Move Edges tool in order to create a slight step back. When creating new spaces, you can also sketch directly onto an existing structure. This is great for adding multiple towers or additional floors. To remove parts of the building, select what you would like to delete and click the trash can icon. Clicking this repeatedly will cause the building to eventually delete altogether. You can always undo your work in case this happens. Next, let's walk through how to add a parking garage to the site. Let's first navigate to the rear of the site, along the highway. Start by drawing a new footprint along the rear of the parcel. When you are finished, switch this to a parking space use type. Now add 2 more floors. Let's move 2 floors underground. By adjusting the entire building's elevation, select the Edit Building Elevation button. This will highlight the entire building. We can keep the option to change ground floor. This will automatically update the ground floor after we are finished moving it. When you are finished, click Done. Now you will see that a new ground floor exists. In this tutorial, you learn the basics of sketching new buildings. Try sketching additional buildings to become more familiar with the tools. Follow along with the next tutorial and get started with your own free trial of ArcGIS Urban today.